Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jody. My husband David John and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. These are our stories and adventures. And today, because I still have the one table full of my art project, we're sitting on the living room floor because I kind of wanted to talk about seeds and one of the ways I've been collecting and how I'm storing them. Because as you can see, I've got a stack of totes here with seeds in it. Where do we want to start? We'll just start with the top one, I guess. So, part of my goal for this year, and it started last fall, or I should say late last summer, is wanting to be way more organized with just my seeds and everything else in general. So I ordered the photo containers, sorry, totally blanked. Just the plastic photo containers to sort my seeds out in. And David John got me a labeler, so everything is labeled and organized. And then I got these totes to put them in, and I've labeled on the outside what's in it. So like, say I'm up in the seed shed and I've only taken 3 things of tomatoes, but Dave John and I have time to plant some more. I can send him down to get some more and he can easily find them. So it's kind of like this tote right here is just the tomatoes and peppers that I've collected. So some of these are older ones that I had, and a bunch last summer, the day before the Met team took down the seed rack. They had just gotten a shipment of seeds in and had filled it, and I heard them complaining that they were going to have to tear it down right after they'd filled it. So, which was a cool heads up. So I went and purchased a bunch of seeds that way last year. I don't think I really ordered anything this. I did order some seeds, but not a whole bunch. And I just wanted to be on the positive side of having seeds. And there's no way I'm going to be able to plant all of these, but I've got a bunch of ones. It's like I got in here, these are the little 4th of July. It's like a saladette size tomato. So I am going to be planting those. So kind of go through what I've got. So I must have ordered from Baker Creek because I didn't have this one last year, and I have 3 packages. So I've got Amish paste, yellow pear, and it looks like I got, those ones are burpees, Roma, Fairy Morris, and burpee seeds. And I still love this one, even though it didn't do super great last year, just because last year was so weird. The Hungarian ox heart. It's just this really nice big tomato. Got my granny cantrells. I'm gonna try them again just because last year was not a year to judge tomatoes by. The 4th of July hybrid, the Cherokee purple from last year, and this is a baby boomer hybrid. It's like 1 ounce cherry tomatoes, so a little red cherry. Got my brandy wines from last year. And this container is just a mix of several different types of cherry tomatoes. It's like I got the currant tomato, red currant. So it's a bunch of little tiny, just 1/2 inch diameter tomatoes. I've got the crazy yellow cherries. A super sweet 100 hybrid. Black cherry from Baker Creek. And then just the sweet 100s. So even though I have all of this stuff, not all of this stuff is going to get planted. And I have noticed some of these containers don't like to close as well as others. There we go. My favorite standby, and I just love this tomato. It's the first one that I've ever had really good luck, is the Black Creme. And it's a nice slicer size. It's got the brownish greenish skin with the red. Got Boxcar Willie and Garden Lender Monster. So I'm gonna have to remember that this one is a mixed one. I thought it was 2, but the Abe Lincoln that I tried last year, and that's what I have right now for tomatoes. I know I've got lots of tomatoes, I don't need to buy any more, but I want to get some early girl seeds, and I'm thinking of getting like a beefsteak seed. Those will be more for the retail end of this, just because people know what those are. And that's one thing over the last couple of years that I found, that even though I love the Black Creme tomato and it is growing in popularity, a lot of people don't know what it is, so they don't want to buy it because they don't know. So like I said, I want to get the early girls because people know what those are, plus the fact that we want to try them and see how they do compared to the other tomatoes. But as far as the peppers go, I kind of got still have some of the ornamental Chinese 5-color. I picked Ferry Morris Serrano chili peppers. Banana peppers, mini mixed bell, habanadas, Anaheim's leftover from last year, and this year, because I always thought banana peppers and Italian pepperoncinis, I thought they were the same thing, and they are not. So I was able to last summer get the hot pepperoncini seeds, so David John's happy about that. And then we got lots of red cayenne, the home saved Mad Hatter seeds that I haven't had to buy this seed in 4 years. I've been able to get enough of those peppers to keep it going on. Jalapeno seeds, I do have ones that I have saved, and then ones that I've purchased. So be trying a little bit of both of those out. And then I got this Serrano something. You can sound it out. Spanish is not my strong suit. It says it's a Mexican favorite, traditional style Serrano pepper, large plant, bears club-shaped fruit, very hot and pungent, distinctive flavor, superb salsa variety. So, going to be getting those started. Lemon drop pepper, and these are, yeah, I evidently did place a Baker Creek one. This one is from Peru. Lemon yellow, thin-walled, conical shape, reaching 2 to 3 inches long. So those will be fun ones. And here's another new one that I got to try. Not gonna attempt to pronounce it, but it's a super hot pepper from northern India. So it looks cool, so and then black Hungarian pepper. It's an ornamental and delicious Hungarian heirloom pepper. Mildly hot and delicious in flavor. And then I got the Sugar Rush Peach. And then Orange Spice Jalapeno. And then Yellow Monster Pepper. It's just a regular bell pepper style pepper, just a lot bigger. So a lot of these peppers, when I plant them, will be following the brassicas. As the brassicas are coming out of the hoop house, the peppers will be going in. The main reason is because it's a semi-controlled environment in the hoop house. I think it will help extend I'll be able to get them in the ground a little earlier because the hoop house will be warmer, and they'll protect them from the frost in the fall when it starts to cool down. So hopefully we can get a very large harvest from them. So the next one down, and this one is pretty much my flowers and my herbs. So kind of got a collection of a little bit of everything. Got the basil, rosemary, onion seeds that it's like red and Walla Walla onion seeds that I saved from last year. More thyme, oregano, dill. Got several different types of dill. And it didn't do really good last year, so, well, just like everything, last year was weird. But we've got bouquet, mammoth, and fern leaf. And I'm gonna kind of be moving some stuff around in the garden, just to trying a little different. And then I got some, because the back side of the hoop house really is gonna be nothing major growing there, just because it's so narrow. So I figured that would be a good place to plant mint, just as a way to just kind of keep the brush and everything from coming in, and my mint plants that are out in the pots in the garden, those ones need to be dumped out and new plants put in it, so those pots are going to get planted behind the hoop house. But I got the Korean mint and catnip to go out there. I just figure something different. The one thing I am very excited to be growing, and it's probably going to be one of the first things that I start, and 4 packages just to make sure I have enough is the Stevia, and it's a tender perennial. It says the hard to find and famous natural sugar substitute. You dry the leaves and you can use it as a sugar substitute. It's really good to take, and after you've dried the leaves, and then put them in water and boil it and then strain them out. So it basically gives you like a simple syrup for using in teas and stuff. I've used it that way the 1 year I was able to get it. And then I've got lots of different zinnias, sunflowers, my snapdragons, pansies, marigolds, asters, columbine. And the columbine is actually seeds that I saved last year, and actually I should throw them in the freezer right now while I'm thinking about it. But columbine seeds need to go through, and I'm going blank on what it's called. They need to go through the point of a freeze and then a thaw to germinate. And I was going to take a package of these and sprinkle them in that flower bed just out front here before the snow fell, and got distracted by something and completely forgot about it until there's that mound of snow. So I'll throw these in the freezer for a couple weeks, and then I'll be able to plant them and get more columbine. But one of the things I got, because I want to add, more color on my trellises and everything, and one of my cypress vines, the package is leaking, but I've got the cypress vine, black-eyed Susan vine, and hyacinth bean vine. So these are just going to get kind of sprinkled in amongst everything out there. I am planning on, in the first in-ground garden, to about halfway up on the 2 beds build a little bigger box, and basically going to have some perennial flowers. Where are they? Like this is one of them. So one of them is milkweed. Isn't that a pretty package? that I want to get in there, and I thought I had, where is it? Let's just cosmos marigolds. Like my marigolds? That's all marigold seeds that I collected. But I thought I had pansies and marigolds. Okay, you're gonna have to figure out where it got put, but I thought I'd bought some seeds for but my brain is so going to be planting lots of the cosmos just because they made me so happy looking out in the garden and seeing the cosmos. And I got some cool petunias that I'm going to be trying this year. These ones are called Sparkler, and instead of being round and blunt, the petals are a little longer. Let's see. And then I got the Violet Wild mix, but if you kind of compare those two petal shapes, you can kind of see how the Sparkler's got the little bit longer. It's not lobed like regular petunias. So excited for those. Aha! Found the one that I was looking for. In that new bed that I'm going to build, because it's going to be basically kind of a, for permanent flowers, I got Echinacea. And it's going to get into its own package so I can find it, but I've got some like Cupid mix, zinnias, a couple other different colored ones, and then this one is really cool. So between that bed and the two planter boxes on the side of the house, going to be having some more color in a semi-permanent way. And the next one, and this one, as you can see, still has room for stuff to be added, but oh, my knees. I kind of basically have everything sorted into groups and by species, so it will be easier to see. It's like, because this one is like my green beans and my cucumbers and all my different squashes. So let's go through and see what I've got. I've got my Scarlet runner bean, and these are seeds that I've saved. Same here, this is my purple pole. And then I got several tender bush. And this is just another type of bush bean. And then I got and this is the one that I did last year that did super good for me. It's the Blue Lake bush bean. So going to be planting lots of those because we are working our way through all those green beans that I processed. And then big Kunana. And this is another bush snap bean, however you pronounce that. Any more green beans? Oh, no. So I do have, and then the last regular is a Blue Lake, and this one is a pole bean. So this is one that will trellis. And, oh, top crop is another bush bean. So lots of bush beans. And going to be trying this year, and this was the coolest thing, is I ordered these seeds from Hudson Valley Seed Company. I ordered them Friday morning, and Monday afternoon they were in my mailbox. But I ordered black turtle bean, and this one and the next two, they're dry beans for like making chilies and stuff. I wanted to try that. That's something totally new for me this year. I got the red kidney bean, and then the other one is Jacob's cattle bean. It's a malted white and brown dry bean. So going to be trying those new, and yes, they will be planted separately from the rest of my beans, just because don't want to get confused and eat my dry beans. I have cucumber seeds, as you can see, cucumber seeds, lots of them. Have not had really any luck with them, and I know last year was the weird year, but I don't know if I want to dedicate space to them again this year to try, just because never really got any cucumbers really to grow. But got a few Connecticut field pumpkin seeds, and I do have the seeds that I saved from those other pumpkins. Actually, oh, I was like, I don't have that much squash. I do, I have a bunch of it still over here. We're going to be doing the butter dish. And I've noticed a few of these, like I have the butter dish and the butter stick. They're, because there's the butter stick. Let's show you the difference in what they look like. So the butter dish is a little more globy down at the bottom where the butter. Another butter, but this is a winter squash. This one's called Burpee's Butter Dish, or Butter Bush, and it's like a, what's that one called? I want to say acorn, but it's not an acorn squash. Like a butternut, there we go. And I do have the old standby, the green zucchini. Or like a Hubbard squash. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But speaking of Hubbard, I have the Hubbard squash seeds that I saved. And yeah, they're kind of like a butternut. So I've got butternut seeds to plant. And then the Delicatessen squash. And then a couple ones that I'm really excited about is, and this was funny, like 4 days before Christmas, I'm like, oh, I needed to proof this certain type of seed because my dad didn't have any luck really last year when he was trying to grow his Minnesota midgets. So I proofed them, and I think if I'd waited one more day, because like I said, they only had like 4 days to germinate, I'd put 10 seeds on the paper towel. 9 of them had germinated, and there's my Minnesota midget seed collection, and I gave about a half of one of these packages of seeds to my dad, so he should have lots of Minnesota midgets. And other little melon that I'm gonna try is a Ginny Lindmelon. It's kind of looks like a cross between a honeydew and a cantaloupe. And then my vine peaches that I think I'm going to have seeds to grow them this year. They did really good in the pots that I had them in last year, growing on the fence. I think where I did have the cucumbers growing last year, I think that's where I'm going to be doing my little personal melons, is doing it right there along that fence, not have the pots on the stumps. Just because it was cool, but it kind of made it a little harder to weed eat and mow the lawn out there. And then my last one is the one that I'm going to be getting into other than the Stevia seed. This is going to be the first ones that are going to be planted either in the pots or in the ground itself, because we've got the different cabbages that we got. What is this? We've got golden acre head cabbage, and I'm really excited having the hoop house because hopefully we'll be able to get this stuff in way early. Glory of, I don't know. And then, I'm not sure how to pronounce that one either. That's a purple streaked cabbage. This one I can pronounce. Premium late flat Dutch. David John's looking forward to having fresh cabbage. I am going to try growing pak choi in the hoop house with the cabbages, see if I can get it to go there, because I've never really been able to get it to go good really anywhere. I've got Swiss chard. And then we come to cauliflowers. Oh, yeah. Peas. So I've got the Durgis 41, and that's the last package of that seeds, and those are a little old, but they should for the most part work again. I've got the Roper or Rober cauliflower. And then amazing cauliflower. Mature at 10 inches. Does well in a variety of climates and wet and clay soil too. Well, I don't have clay soil, but got 4 packages of those to try. And then I've got my, and then I've got the broccoli, lots of the early snowball. And main reason is because these ones were just did so good for me, and in the couple different places locally getting seeds, that was the big one that they had. And then I've got my 3 different types of broccoli. I got a purple and a green sprouting broccoli. Not my favorite. I mean, it's good. It's just I like the big heads of broccoli. So like I've got my Willamette, which is a big heading broccoli, bunch of seeds of those. And then the Sun King hybrid. And then, so those are stuff that will be started in the seed shed, and then the rest of the stuff will be stuff that will be planted in the ground, because it's like my radishes and my beets and my peas. So let's look at the peas. So I got my Sugar Daddy, package of those. And then these were pea seeds that I saved, and it's a vining one. It's got the blue flowers with the yellow pea pods, and they're the golden sweet that I got from M.I. Gardener. And even though I was having problems with pea weevils, it looks like I'm going to have to go through these and see if I got any that are good, because a bunch of them have holes. Let's just double check on the good seeds. And I would actually say that, unfortunately, I think that's where my pea weevils came from, was from that seed company. Because those seeds were dried before they were put in their Ziploc baggies and put in here. And the seeds that I planted last year, because I never had pea weevil before this, and all of those seeds in there have pea weevil holes. So, on, and let's look at, it's a little discouraging. Little Marvel. I'm just gonna pop, this one has a hole in it. Let's just take a peek. And all of those pea seeds look good, so darn it. But then I've got my Willamette melting sugar peas. And I basically just plant peas for my own personal, because David John doesn't really like peas. I mean, the melting sugar and the Grace are a snow snap pea. He likes snow peas, like in stir fries. So definitely we'll plant a bunch of those ones, because those would be more go for both of us for eating. But I've got Detroit dark purple, beets, or Detroit dark red. I actually have 2 containers of those. That's the only beet I have. And then I've got carrots, some lettuce that I am going to be trying in the hoop house, spinach, radishes. I've got the French breakfast, several different ones. It's like this one's called French dressing. So gonna have radishes going in. And then I've got the gourmet blend, the white icicle, watermelon, purple plum, and then I've got the sparkler white tip, and then Crimson Giant. So that's gonna be so that's my seed collection. Really bummer about those pea seeds, but don't want to plant them in the garden, because I already have to deal with the pea weevils that are out there now. But gotta get these guys in the freezer. So I hope you guys stick around, and seed planting season is shortly on us. Even though there's a foot and a half of snow out there, spring is readily coming very fast, and then we'll be getting all this stuff put in the ground. So this is where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you have a good day and a good week, and stick around because we got lots of planting coming up. So bye guys, see you next Sunday.